So last night I finished season 2 of Buffy for the very first time, and boy howdy, was that a ride. Season 2, excellent TV. I absolutely see what all the Buffy fans are talking about. It's a very different show at the end of season 2 than what we start out with in season 1. They're doing a really good job building out the world, taking risks, kind of expanding the genre a little bit, giving nuance to the characters. I'm really liking where this is going, and I'm so excited to start season 3 very shortly. But let's get into the last 5 episodes. In my last video, I left off on episode 17. So here we are. We're going to talk about 18 through 22. Referring to my notes here, the 3 episodes leading up to the 2-part finale are decidedly more individualized episodes. I'm not going to call them filler because they're not filler. They're important in their own right, but they are more in between episodes, yeah. And so we're getting like individual sort of monster of the week-esque type plots. Not as much as season 1, but a little bit, which I like, by the way. That's not a negative. I like these types of episodes. And, we're still dealing with the Jenny grief aftermath, which I think we'll continue to, and I'm going to get to because we touch on that in the last 2 episodes. But as far as like the monsters go, in episode 18, I have here in my notes, like I called him the Freddy Krueger Hat Man. Every frame of his eye suckers was so disgusting to me. Every time a new monster is revealed on this show, I am shocked and surprised by how grody it is. The practical effects, effective on this show, effective. The death in the hospital stuff, the creepy kids, all of that, I'm like, as a Supernatural fan, all that feels familiar to me. So I was like, yeah. No, this all makes sense. This all makes sense. I love a hospital mystery, to be honest. And, you know, killing Celia, her cousin, was something I did predict, but I thought that was a good twist. I like that. It's like you give a little bit of backstory on Buffy that we don't have already, and we have a cool little mystery out of it, and some eye suckers. So that's episode 18. Episode 19, I'm going to take a quote directly from my friend Patricia, but she has a headcanon for the principal here that I completely agree with. The principal was scorned by a hot blonde woman in his past, and he's taking it out on Buffy. I fully agree with that. He's a troll, and we hate him. I wrote, Willow wanting Giles to have the rose quartz from Jenny. Bye. Every time Jenny is mentioned, I feel sad inside. So that's great. Yeah, Giles struggling with his grief and thinking the ghost is Jenny. I was like, I'm glad we're addressing that Giles is going to be messed up from this whole experience. Like, I'm glad we're not just glossing over it, as horrifying as it is to watch. Could do without the snakes, to be honest, although I'm not, like, afraid of snakes, but again, another gross episode with a lot of gross things in it. Yeah, and the reveal of the principal knowing about the Hellmouth, not at all shocked or surprised, but I'm like, okay, so he's in on it. He's in on it. That makes a lot of sense. Spike can walk. The reveal that Spike can walk. Again, not shocked or surprised. He's a liar who lies. I'm so sorry. I hope this doesn't piss anyone off. My last note here on this episode 19 is Angel is going to make out with Spike at some point. Just for the hell of it. Like, I don't even think it's romantic. I just think they stand too close sometimes. And it's going to happen by accident one day. To me. Okay, episode 20. I said, oh, fuck you for this misogyny in this. I'm so glad she broke his nose. Fuck all these men. I'm writing this in all caps. Fuck all these men for making it her fault at how she dresses. And I said, the monsters in this are heinous. What the fuck is this creature from the Black Lagoon? This is so foul and disgusting. Really hope all the men in this die. Those are all my notes for episode 20. I think it's called Go Fish. That's all you need to know about my thoughts there. Okay. So let's get into the 2-part finale. I'm fondly referring to as Angel Begins, because if you're a 911 fan and you follow me for 911 content on my other videos, you know that anytime there's a character origin story, it's called Character Name Begins, right? So this episode is called, in my mind, Angel Begins. Okay? Just so you understand, for those of you who don't watch 911. Interesting, like, flashbacks to Angel's origin story. Can't quite tell if that accent is working for me or not. We're gonna move past that. None of the accents in this show are good. So, I did think, though, unfortunately, like, Angel pretending to hear confession was funny and also creepy. Everything's exchange between him and Drusilla was low-key kind of funny, but it's also really interesting to see Drusilla, like, being cuckoo's bananas, you know? They're very extra, the two of them. Coming back to the present, or I guess the past, but it's the present. The floppy disk to restore his soul. It's back, baby. And I loved getting the Angel Soul origin story. I thought it was cool bringing the other Slayer back. Um, the most extra line in this episode was Angel going, "We're about to make history." And I'm like, okay, Diva, whatever. um, I said, here's a note, verbatim I wrote, crusty Angel getting social workered off the street. It is what happened, to be honest. I thought young Buffy was super cute. So here's the thing. So you're telling me, like, he was her guardian angel. I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be mad at you, Angel. I'm trying to stay mad at you, and you're making it really hard when I have all the context for your character and why you do the things you do and why you've been so protective of Buffy this whole time. They did a really good job with this. The vampire delivering its message and then bursting into flames in front of the whole class, I genuinely thought that was a dream sequence. I cannot believe that actually happened. And then the entire fight that went down in the library afterwards and like losing the other Slayer, I'm sorry, whose name escapes me. Not surprised about that. I knew that was going to happen at some point, but I'm like pretty early for it to happen, but okay. Going into episode 22 though, I have never seen Xander so genuinely upset. Honestly, it was great to see another layer to him that we haven't seen before. Willow in a coma, my beautiful baby, I'm so sorry. Obviously, I'm so glad that she's okay. Kind of interesting that Xander's "I love you," quote unquote, woke her up. I mean, there's an argument for it. It's just like coincidence, but also, this is TV, and nothing is a coincidence. Do you know what I'm saying? Spike was low-key kind of real, trying to get rid of Angel. He's done. He's had it with Angel's shit. And I loved all the scenes with him and Buffy. And when he punched her and she just fucking wailed on him back, I was like, yes, queen, get him. Get him. That was great. Also, but Spike is just like hilarious. And the whole reveal to her mom was absolutely crazy, followed by the hilarious scene with Spike just sitting in the living room making awkward small talk with her mom. I thought that was so funny. But you know what? This whole exchange between Buffy and her mom was crazy to me because the entire thing reads as an absolutely, like, line for line metaphor, allegory, what's the correct word for like a coming out story, right? I mean, she's like, this is who I am, mom, and you know, blah blah blah, I've always been this way. And her mom's like, well, have you tried not being a Slayer? Have you tried not doing that? I don't accept this, not under my roof, like blah blah. You could insert gay for Slayer at any point in the conversation and it would be the same conversation. Do you know what I mean? That was crazy. I thought the mom was going to be more understanding than this. This is insane, her basically kicking Buffy out the house. Screw her, to be honest. I'm pissed at the mom. Like, I get it. Like, it serves the story and it propels Buffy into, like, a different mindset and a different, you know, we leave her at the end of this episode, like, basically on the run, leaving Sunnydale. But, like, the mom can kick rocks, to be honest, at this point in time. To me. Okay, back to my notes. I literally cried tears, actual tears, when Drusilla became Jenny and tricked Giles into getting information and then made out with him. That was so sad. Like, seeing Jenny again, that was the first time I've cried in quite a few episodes at this show. What a beautiful performance between the two of them, by the way. Like, but also tragic. And I can't believe they were slutting Giles out like that, to be honest. With the shirt open, like, giving him the supernatural special. Crazy work. Sword fight was amazing. I fucking loved the sword fight between Buffy and Angel. Incredible, impeccable, 10 out of 10, no notes. So you're telling me that his soul is back? And then the last thing he remembers is being with her and having his moment of true happiness? And then she basically sends him to what I'm going to call super hell, because why not? Whoa! Hey, whoa. Hey, why do I feel bad for him? Why do I feel bad? That was tragic. Hello? I was not prepared for any of that. So that leaves us with a depressed Buffy Summers leaving Sunnydale with no home, expelled from school, and no one knows where she is. Excellent.
After video jump scare, I just edited this and realized how many times I say the word I almost deleted the whole thing, but I don't have time to refilm it. So this is just what it is. So sorry. I'm going to try to be more articulate next time.